And this is what this nut does. She been quiet for a few minutes now. She just sits down, watch her phone, and eat. She was eating. This is crazy. What kind of content are you giving at this point? You might say her lips look purple. And it could be because the goiter situation, like she might, and then her eyes. I was looking that up. It might be Graves' disease, and they said you have to see an eye specialist. You have to. The goiter for that as well, because it's something that needs to be removed. But Tasty don't go to no doctor. She's not doing nothing but hustling and scamming her subs for money when she's making money.
My food turned cool off, and I am eating a. At first, they gave me the side eye buffet, or used to it now. They like to use. They like it because all they have to do is go to the fridge and pick out a meal, and then everybody can eat something different. Everybody can eat something different. They don't have to eat the same thing. That's good. And it makes cleanup easier because you ain't got to wash a lot of dishes every day. To the people that came to my channel trying to distract me, adios, bye. Bye.
I don't know what she's talking about there.
Bye.
Now, Tasty over here trying to be a therapist, doing these videos about, what happened to her molestation, how she was beaten as a child. Once again, talking about healing. How you get over. I seen the title of it. How you get over or get past abuse. She's not even gotten past it herself. Whatever it is she's going through, she hasn't gotten past it. And then she's trying to give out suggestions. And I once told her, you are not a therapist. And some of the things that she's bringing up is severe. She needs to see somebody first of all. And then she would know that's something you don't put out there on like a live stream where people might have some issues, because some people are, I think they're just as weak-minded as her, or just don't know any better, because they tell her in turn, they put in the chat what has happened to them. Well, I hate my mother and I hate my parents and I was abused, I was molested, I was beat, and they just bring up memories for me. You brought that back. You don't do people like that, because some people are not stable enough in their mind to take it. One of the people on her chat said, I just want to kill myself, but I watch you. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Maybe whoever that lady was, she need to quit watching. She need to quit watching, or she need to see a doctor. I think she need to see a doctor. But she told her that, and so therefore she thinks that she could do therapy, since somebody told her, I wanted to kill myself until I just watch your videos. That's all I do. I'm like, whoa. So her putting this shit out here is opening up a can of worms for the people who have been through severe traumatic traumas in their lives. And I know as a clinician, you never open up something like that with somebody else unless you can close it with kid gloves. Unless you could close it with kid gloves. You got to be real careful when you messing with traumas, like that. Because some people, if they don't get the response, if they don't get answers that they need, if nobody, and she act like she on him, she just keeps going about her talks and doesn't respond to anybody's question. So with that happening, they're left out there just spilling just opening up a box of worms and not getting anything back from it. So that is not therapy, and she needs therapy. Tasty, you need therapy. because what you're doing is wrong. You are not a therapist. You are far from it. You need one. You need a therapist. And that's evidenced by your actions and how you act and all these stories you have never dealt with. You're almost 60 years old and you still talking about your mom, your dad, what everybody has done to you. And I've seen you do a lot of shit to people out here on these YouTube streets. You have caused chaos and havoc for many years, including well up to today, up to this year. Okay. So, I don't know what you're doing, but you shouldn't do that. That you should not do. Because you messing with God's people when you do that, whether you know it or not. If nobody told you, I'm telling you, because I know you watch. You are not a therapist, ma'am. You need one. You need one. Because those type of boxes you don't open. You know what I'm saying? And if you had went to therapy at some point in your life, you would know that. You would still be working through that privately, instead of putting that out there for the worldwide internet to see, and then all these people on there opening up themselves, and you can't close that for them. You can't close that. You can't give them closure on that, period. So what you're doing trying to make money is you're doing it in the wrong way. And what you're doing when you try to use God, you're trying to use him in the wrong way. Always talking about somebody's gonna get struck by Christ. You pray in your prayer that God will strike people. He will strike them down, And we sent you on the couch drunk the other day. I sent you yesterday drunk. So you're still doing the same thing. I ain't hating on you at all. Get your money the best way you could, but you need to leave the peoples alone. What you're doing to them. Con and scamming them for money, and then trying to con them and scam them on some therapy stuff. That's serious business to some. You need to do the work first. And then leave the rest to God. You need to do the work on yourself, not anybody else. You can't help anybody else. My mom always told me God helped those who help themselves. You need to help yourself with your emotions. That's way out of whack. Whatever your past life was, and you're almost 60, you haven't dealt with that. You need to help yourself, because you can't help anybody else. That's not helping anybody else. I heard one lady tell me she gonna kill herself. Now, come on now. You should have. If you had the right thing in mind, you wouldn't have brought it up in the first place on no YouTube channel where they can't even talk to you. They comment, but you would refer somebody like that to a doctor. You need to see a doctor ASAP, huh? If she feel like killing herself, that's something that's harsh. You don't pull those type of things out of people, but you wouldn't pull them out if you had got the treatment that you needed. So the con and scamming still goes on, and her by any means necessary. I don't care who I ruin, who I hurt, what it does. I gotta come up. I gotta come up. All right, that's it for me with Tasty, with our crazy self. If you want to find out for yourself, look up Tasty Talks. You'll find her.